Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section for Wonder Woman, where we can talk about all the nitty gritty, the plot points, the villain. Ares is the villain. Just wanted to put that out there.
And before we go into great detail, I want to because we just ended off with it, and you were talking about World War I as a setting, and I was wanting to draw the parallel the entire time. So, you know, she had that shield in the movie, and they were like doing the inspiration, frontline, deflecting bullets with her shield shit. I was drawing a parallel to Captain America movie, and part of the reason I gave it a 7 is they did that whole World War II inspirational thing with the bright colors in a bleak setting, and his whole shield inspiring people better than this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hands down. When they did that scene where she was blocking all those bullets with the shield, I'm like, you motherfuckers took that from Captain America, and it was the same sort of shit with bullets going everywhere.
Because I'm a mega fan. I fucking am going deep into this stuff. The way the director, Patty Jenkins, she missed an opportunity here to put images of the British soldiers reacting to Wonder Woman. Hold on those British soldiers. Really see that, oh my God, a fucking woman went out into no man's land. She's taking all the goddamn fire. Let's go. It just kind of happens. They just kind of rise, and that moment is missed. The emotional gravity is at a fucking 73 when it should be at 100, a rating of 100.
And not only that, but because they chose to do that really bleak shit the entire movie, they could have used her as like everything war is hell, war is bleak. She could have been so vibrantly contrasting to what it was as a beacon of inspiration, and they were just like, nah, tone her colors down. And I was like, come on.
I did want a little bit more color, but you know, we don't want her. It doesn't want to turn into a cartoon. But yeah,
I get what that shield is made out of.
Yeah, the shield. It's probably been forged with some of the god.
I would hope so. It takes that much fire, not even be scratched.
So we've got magic. Wonder Woman introduces gods and magic into the DC cinematic universe. That's worth saying. If Ares went up against Superman, Superman would have some problems because Superman is weak to magic, though that hasn't been established in the DC cinematic universe yet. Anyway, so let's talk about Ares and where the fault of the film lies. That third act.
Terrible.
Yes.
I gotta say straight up.
Worst fucking Ares ever. He looked so stupid. They refused to turn him into this band. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna buy. Wait, I'm gonna buy this fucking Ares action figure when I get home. Please turn him into this red-eyed, fucking armored up Greek Spartan looking badass with horns everywhere. They do a little bit of that, but the contours are so fucked up. You see a stupid British mustache behind the fucking thing. It's the same actor, and you're like, no, this actor, Alan, what's his name? I can't see that. Alan Henders.
That's
the writer. What's the actor for this? I don't know.
Yeah, look it up real quick.
But it was terribly cast, and they were like, he's such a great actor. Let's focus. Let's leave him in his human form for as long as we possibly can.
Now, it was to the point where Beard and I had a conversation in the car, and I was straight up like, why the fuck didn't they just cast like Gerard Butler or somebody? Because he was like the guy from 300.
The thing that got me was, when I saw him as like the Prime Minister dude or whatever, I was like, oh, so that means that Ares can change his form. So that he could just blend in and no one would know who it was. And then they showed in the past when it was the same dude with the same mustache. I was like, he looks stupid
as fuck as a Greek god. He was jacked,
but then you see
this British, like, big old stuffy mustache. And I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. This makes the movie look ridiculous and cliche.
The thing I liked about him was his armor. That he basically forged his armor from the weapons of war, and I was like, okay, that's cool.
I kind of missed that point. You're right.
But the dude under that armor looks fucking stupid.
He ruined it when I cut his helmet.
Yeah, he's like,
mustache.
So that was such a huge and important element to me, to make Ares deep and menacing. He uses the British voice, this posh British voice, for about 70% of the time after he transforms into Ares. Only later on did they add a small voice effect to it, but it should have been that voice effect would have been amazing.
He's not evil.
No, he's not evil.
He's the god of war, dude.
And it would have.
He needs to be gravelly as fuck.
So here's where Wonder Woman 2009 got it better. I wish I could buy all of you a copy, and then you would thank me later, and you'd pay me back because you'd like it that much. This movie is that film. This is Wonder Woman 2009. Only here it's World War I, and they did the Ares versus Wonder Woman on such a tiny scale, it's embarrassing. It's just Ares and Wonder Woman, that's it. No, in 2009, Ares comes with a whole fucking army of fucking monsters, minions, soldiers and shit. And if that shit was attacking like Themyscira or even the German soldiers, and the German soldiers and the British soldiers have to fucking fight together, what the fuck is
that
going on?
Fucking amazing.
That would have been like 10 out of 10 potential there. And that's why I wanted so badly for them to just fucking copy that film. But no, we get this pathetic one-on-one battle that drags the film down with heavy CGI.
Yeah. And they didn't know what the fuck they wanted to do with Ares either. I thought the twist was that she killed Ares, who was weak as shit. And that was fucking Zeus, because they open up with him grabbing lightning like fucking Zeus and throwing a Zeus lightning bolt at her. And it's like, oh shit, was that the twist? And then they're like, no, it's Ares for some reason. He can throw lightning like Zeus.
Well, he's the butter brother or something like that. So that was fine in my sense. They do a fake out. You know, you think that the German general Ludendorff is going to be Ares, but it isn't. And this gives sort of Wonder Woman her crisis that, wait a minute, why aren't people stopping their behaviors? I've just killed everybody, and she loses faith in humanity. But then she realizes that there is evil in humanity, and there's also good with Steve Trevor. Steve Trevor, let's talk about this plot point. I think that of all the variations of the story, this is one that Wonder Woman 2017 gets better than 2009. The ultimate fate of Steve Trevor, he dies. He's dead in this film. And I actually liked this choice. I like Steve Trevor as a character, but I think he serves better as this a martyr. Yeah, and now this is burned into her consciousness, her heart, her mind, that there are people out there like Trevor that sacrifice themselves, and it drives her to not only fight for humanity.
That speech
is good.
It's the catalyst that sets her on her course.
Right. And so Steve sacrifices himself. He takes all the poison gas on a plane, commandeers the plane, and though he probably could have landed it in British territory, if we want to start ripping
it was on a timer.
Yeah. Oh, it was on a timer, right. So he basically shoots it explodes in the air, and, it gives Wonder Woman her surge of anger and energy to finally tap into all of her powers of a god, since she's the daughter of Zeus, to take on Ares and just fuck the dude up. And she does this great Dragon Ball Z thing where she fucking takes out like a bunch of German soldiers, I think killing them actually, because Ares is enjoying it. He's like, yes! Yes! And then Dr. Poison shows up out of nowhere, falls down in front of her while she has a tank. He's like, crush her, kill her. And I was like, okay, this is great. But when you look at Ares, he's this mustachioed British guy. He looks so stupid. And I'm like, oh my God.
And that's why I was like, I wish that would have been Zeus as a fucking twist. Because I could buy that Zeus is a frail old man. He's the leader of the gods. He's the father. And so, like, if it
doing a plot twist where her father's a jerk or something.
Yeah, if it would have been like, no, he was resentful as fuck because, everyone gave their lives for mankind and mankind was ungrateful or something like that.
Because the gods died. God of War killed all the gods, including or mortally wounding Zeus, because this is has really big implications. I kind of didn't like it. They said humanity was created by Zeus. So in the DC Cinematic Universe, is all of humanity Zeus's children? Or are they going to introduce, God or just open to interpretation? No, they straight up say it's Zeus fucking created humanity, and I don't like that. That's
Batman.
That's a little weird.
Like just having the storyline where he was resentful.
Hey, Batman is Zeus's son.
That's why he's such a badass.
Do you see how that cheapens things? Where if he creates, he's all of Zeus's children. No, I don't like that change.
But they could have just done the whole storyline. I think it would have been better, especially with the person they casted. Like he kills Ares. Zeus actually succeeded in it. but he's so fucking like remorseful and resentful that all these people died for mankind, and he's the last of his kind, that he just builds up hatred over thousands of years.
Yeah.
And then like the really old frail man throwing lightning would have made sense because he was an old man in Greek mythology. He was an old guy.
Like he takes up the mantle of God of War.
Yeah, like he's like fuck everyone.
So we railed a little bit on those parts that we wanted to talk about, and that's what drags the film down, in my opinion, to the 8 and the 7s that you got from us. However, we should talk about all the good stuff. There was a good amount of sort of levity to the film, a good amount of hope, humor, lightness, and sort of bucking the DC dark. In terms of that and dialogue and storyline.
I love the action.
The action, we must talk about this. This is the best Wonder Woman action ever. Even better than 2009. You know, I'm gushing over Wonder Woman 2009, but this is done, the action here is done better than that.
It was good.
It was fantastic. Her armor looks so good. You know what? I'm giving more credit to Gal Gadot, where, you know, she wasn't able to bulk up to, you know, super big or curvy or anything like that. So little girls say, well, I don't have to just be the super skinny, you know, model. It's not about that. It's about your fighting prowess, and they nailed the fighting prowess of Wonder Woman.
Very
agile, graceful, the way, you know, her fucking boots look when she's just it's just so fucking cool.
Female Leonidas.
So
yeah, she could kick Leonidas' ass, man.
So the thing in the movie too,
and they handled the lasso so well.
Oh, they did.
This is something that could have been hilarious, a fucking joke or whatever. No, it's good.
That was deadly. She's yanking guys all around.
She can spin it around and sort of create a little bit of a shield. They did give Wonder Woman a new power in the film. I don't know if you noticed it. When she got super pissed off, she basically had an energy shield.
Yeah.
She wasn't doing this first. She was like, Ares threw all the shit at her, and he came flying at her, fucking Raiden style. But shit was being blocked before she did this. So you know, just like Superman has his shield throw that he does, they add a power.
No, that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
We're shooting like mini Supermans.
Or rainbows from his hand. Right,
So the other thing I gotta say too is like, you know how she was always blocking bullets with her bracers? Yeah, that's like the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
But they straight up say nothing can kill her other than another god. So like she didn't need to.
She didn't know. She didn't know, and I liked this, that her mother never really fully explained her abilities, and even some of the Amazonian generals were like, shouldn't you kind of talk to her a little bit more and explain it? She's like, no, you know, she's got to figure this stuff out for herself. Or she said they addressed it, and I was appreciative. And so Diana sort of is surprised by some of her strength as she goes and she's testing her limits. I bet, and they never did it in this film. But I wanted them to do like a bullet actually hits her, and then she realizes, oh shit, that, you know, I'm still alive. That really didn't hurt all that much. Let's fucking go.
When she was walking into like 7 machine guns, she should have been getting hit, and she'd be like, holy crap, I'm fine. Or she could have gotten hit a few times because she's straight up like she's immune to bullets.
I think Patty Jenkins
shots in her legs.
It was
the thing that kind of confused me though.
I
think Patty confused me is like she got slashed and got cut.
When?
Remember that?
Ares did that?
No, like in the beginning. She got cut.
Oh yeah. So her. Maybe her powers were strengthening. Maybe they were something that, they should have done a better job of explaining the strengthening of her power. Maybe because she was in close contact to a god, they could have explained that. Like Ares could have been like, do you feel the power surging through your body? That kind of stuff, I would have bought into it more. They kind of stayed away from that. I think it was more a story and design choice to get emotion from the audience, to still have stakes there, to not make her the power levels of Superman quite yet, so that when bullets come out, the dudes and girls in the audience are like, oh shit, is she gonna make it? That kind of stuff. Since they're not as familiar with Wonder Woman, they're familiar with, you know, Linda Carter's version, which was great, but just doing little twirls, and she has physical capabilities. You want to see the twirl? I was kind of looking for a mention of an invisible plane or some throwaway joke. They didn't do that. And honestly, now that I think about it, it's good that they left out.
Explain that. How does she get the invisible jet?
No, that I don't remember.
Know, but how did she get that?
But it was stupid in the first place.
She's from the Amazon.
of a bygone era, Joe. This was the the 40s, and 50s,
I don't know.
and 60s, and 70s. Well, no, she came the 70s and 60s.
That's funny because like in this film, I noticed at the end she was flying, like she was straight.
Yeah,
up
she
flying.
was afraid. So they should have had that power explanation. But man, does she look fucking?
Yeah, it was her jet. It was her jet.
It was her jet.
Dude.
No, she was doing this.
She was holding on.
She was holding on to the hand.
Now I can't look at that ending scene. I also want to talk about how DC refuses to do stingers. They refuse to do after credit stuff, and it's just disappointing. We left because we looked it up on our phones. There's no after credit scene, but when we left, there was tons of people still in their seats, and they were looking and waiting. And what happens? Just like I told you, motherfuckers, with Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel, people are walking out. The last thing they think is, oh man. There was nothing.
Exactly. They wait there for 10 minutes.
Yes, you don't want to be like Marvel, but you don't want to disappoint. And stop worrying so much about that.
I mean, yeah, if Marvel's kicking your ass in the cinematic universe,
maybe
take some fucking hints.
Take some hints.
Instead of just trying to do your own thing, because they've clearly found a working formula.
And I just realized something. Glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I think a reason why this Wonder Woman film works and why I think it's an example of a good DC film, cinematic universe film, is because it sticks the closest to the original character than we've ever seen. We've seen this Batman who kills and who's really angry and who, if there's a 1% chance I've got to kill him, And we've seen this Superman sort of getting down and dirty with humanity and maybe people don't want me and moping around and and just, God damn it.
You don't understand.
And then doing the fucking Jesus and Christ imagery that Snyder has his heart on for. I hate all that shit, and it distracts from the true, fucking shit of the character.
It does, yeah.
I would prefer, instead of that, to fucking see Superman pull a fucking cat out of a tree, and that is closer to who Superman really is than all that fucking mopey ass fucking Christ image, all this bullshit.
No dissing on Batfleck though, it was fucking good.
No.
I like Batfleck.
So ultimately, this is the scariest version of Batman that we've got, and that's good. It fits his persona of instilling fear in criminals. While Superman should be instilling hope, and hopefully they correct that in Justice League. But I feel like they've done justice to these three characters in different ways. Man of Steel is a fucking fantastic film, and I love rewatching it. It's like a separate, different movie during the Krypton stuff, and then it's an Elseworld Superman story, in my opinion, and it's good. And now we get a good, solid Wonder Woman film, and I hope Ben Affleck, if he's not directing anymore, at least hopefully he will help deliver a good standalone Batman film when that time comes. I am a little worried now about, say, Aquaman and Flash. Do you think that they can live up?
I think with the actor they have for Aquaman, I think that'll be a fun movie.
Yeah, you're right. A fun movie, yeah.
I'm worried about Cyborg. Cyborg doesn't look all that great.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have a standalone film. I think he'll be one of those that's added in Justice League, kind of stays there.
I like the character of Cyborg, but
I don't. I've told people I hate it. Joe likes the cartoon version of Cyborg, and that's everybody loves that. But the comic book version of him, he just seems like a forced inclusion, something that they needed to do. A tech guy or a robotic. He's kind of underappreciated, even on his own team. You know.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of hoping they don't even do a Teen Titans. I don't know if they have one in the store, but it's like...
Oh, well.
That
won't be for a while.
They need to focus on their main characters right now. And I don't want to think about it.
That won't be for a while. Yeah. I just, the DC Cinematic Universe has taken some really stupid decisions.
Joker.
And killing Superman, Doomsday, wasted, all that shit is fucking wasted now. Yep. So when Darkseid shows up, and then this whole Steppenwolf, let's fight Steppenwolf instead of Darkseid, and wait a whole nother movie for Darkseid. Then when Darkseid comes, Superman's already dead. It doesn't matter if Superman dies. Fuck, Darkseid kills Superman. He'll come back. Yep. The fucking shit is kind of ruined a little bit. Yep. But thankfully, they didn't fuck up Wonder Woman. That's what I think.
That is the moral of the story.
They didn't fuck up Wonder Woman. They did some different choices that I would have preferred it was this way, but ultimately, fantastic film, and I hope you guys have some time to go out and see it. And please forgive Ares. Just forgive that part. The rest
just don't look at the mustache.
Just don't look at the Just don't look at the behind. If you know what. I'm gonna get this film on Blu-ray and I'm gonna edit it myself to where I'm gonna cover up his face with just blackness and red eyes.
No, just take Leonidas' head from 300 and just transpose it on him.
Hell yeah.
Like I said,
Gerard
Butler would have been amazing for the
agree,
transformation.
I agree.
Like if they just took his Leonidas work and like that's fucking Ares when he
and it would have been a throwback to Zack Snyder.
Oh, it would have been so good.
It would have been cool. All right, guys. So that's it for us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of Wonder Woman if you've seen it yet and what you think they could have done better on. Yep. And yeah, please go out and see this one. And if you enjoy this one, definitely check out Wonder Woman 2009. It's one of the best DC animations. And you know how DC animations are actually very, very good. So that's saying a lot. See you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.